shower a little bit ago, so I'm a little leaky. Actually, I'm going to put this over here so it's out of the way. Jeez, I didn't even eat breakfast yet. It's already lunchtime. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make myself a little bit of food here, guys. Bear with me. I just got out of the shower. Just bear with me, folks, while I make myself a little bit of breakfast slash lunch. I had a late start today. I at least want to get a little bit of food in my stomach. Happy Sunday, everybody. Please forgive me, I just got out of the shower, so if I look like a wet rooster, you know why. How's it going, everybody? So, geez. Let me just share this to a couple places. I'll be right back, guys. Don't go nowhere. Okay, that's one share. One more to go. How you doing, everybody? Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. Again, I'm getting a late start because it was just a very active night through eBay last night. I did manage to put in at least a few hours of sleep, and for me, that's a huge win. But man, oh, it's ice cold. Ice cold. But again, thank you everybody for joining up in this live stream today. It was another successful night. albeit that all these orders came in sometime around midnight all the way through 5 o'clock in the morning. I mean, money is money no matter what time you make it. But we'll pack up these orders. I still have the previous orders here, which I haven't had a chance to get out. My intention was to walk them to the post office yesterday, but then my boy Shaky came and knocked on the door. What's going on, James? How you doing? You know what? I should trim my nails first. My intent was to walk this batch of orders over to the post office, which is right here. What's going on, Felipe? How you doing? Yeah, I was going to bring these to the post office yesterday, but I ended up, nodding out from lack of sleep. I don't know what's been going on with me. I just haven't been sleeping well lately. Again, which, I suffer with insomnia, unfortunately, and when I can't sleep, I can't sleep. So as soon as I closed my eyes, I heard, which is the universal sign that one of my neighbors is outside, and my boy Shaky came over with a case of beer, and he wanted to hang out for a little bit, and I jumped out of my seat like, oh, like doing one of these. And I haven't been drinking at all, man. I haven't touched a beer in probably like 3 weeks. So, yeah, we were bullshitting on my patio for a little bit. And then I called it a night. And then I nodded out for like 2 hours, 3 hours, something like that. And then all of a sudden my phone starts going fucking crazy. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. All right, Felipe, take care, man. My phone starts going crazy. And that lasted all night long to the point where I had to turn the volume off. But then I forgot to turn off the freaking vibration on my phone. I was getting eBay orders like a madman last night. So once I'm done cutting my nails, we'll get the packing. But it was such a gorgeous night outside. It's funny because my hair's been growing long, and when he knocked on the door, I was all unkempt and my hair was all over the place, and he's like, he kind of like stood back like that because, he never see me with my hair down. But it was such a gorgeous night. I mean, right now it's like 87 degrees outside. It's supposed to go down to like 65 or something like that. So, yeah, we're starting to approach September, folks. I already got neighbors asking me, what am I going to do for Halloween this year? If I'm going to decorate again, what's going on? What's the deal? Question is, I don't know. I really don't know. I usually don't decorate. I mean, I do decorate that far out. But this year, I think I'm going to relax a little bit. I really think I'm going to relax a little bit. I got to pull out my patriotic stuff because in the next, I think, 2 or 3 weeks, the 20th anniversary of 9/11 is coming around, and I have banners and stuff like that I typically put outside. And I got the red, white, and blue LED lights that, I would have on my patio any given day anyway, and I have a stringer of American flags out there, but I'll probably print out some signs like I usually do so I don't have to waste money buying stuff. But I'm not going to do anything. I mean, my stake in that fight was over with a long time ago, except for conversation these days, my involvement in all of that was over with a couple of years ago. There's really not much more to fight for at this point. So, but if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have my eBay business. Ow! Oh, did I just cut myself? Oh, of course I did, like a dick. You know what it is? To this day, I get calluses on my damn fingers from all them years in construction. And when I cut my nails, I tend to chop off all of them calluses to let the fresh skin come in. Sometimes that skin can be a little difficult. But again, thank you everybody for helping the channel to reach this 600,000 viewer milestone, even though this channel is still not freaking monetized. I actually got in touch with a human being through YouTube, finally. It took a lot of just bugging them and bugging them and bugging them. And finally, I got in touch with a human being, and they said that my channel's still under review. I'm like, yeah, but it's over 2 years. I applied for AdSense twice now. And this channel has not been monetized even once. And there are ads running on my channel. And now I have over 600,000 views, and the channel has been growing organically. So, like, what the hell is going on? You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. Smaller channels than mine are already monetized. It just doesn't, something doesn't equate. The math isn't mathing, you know? You know, and I've seen it myself on some of the bigger videos that I got with tons and tons of views. There are ads running on my damn channel, and I'm not seeing a dime of income from it. You know, my coffee donations and my eBay store have really, really helped. Let me tell you, man. But YouTube is just, dude, YouTube is still under attack because YouTube now is going on a canceling spree, freaking taking down channels and terminating channels left and right and issuing bogus strikes and like all this crazy shit. And a lot of YouTubers have taken to X. And I've been seeing, including myself, because I've been hounding them. I'm like, what the fuck? I've been on YouTube now for all this time. Why is my channel not monetized? And Team YouTube is not answering. There is a way to get in touch with a human being. I'm not going to get into that, how I did that. Because there's potential that certain other things may happen because of certain individuals here on YouTube. I did have the opportunity to actually talk to a person you know, and the way it was explained to me is that there are thousands and thousands, if not millions, of YouTube channels that are out there, especially now with the AI slop that's been overrunning YouTube like cancer, that they're having a hard time keeping up with it. And that's the true answer that makes sense to me. That you have these AI farms that are just pumping out bogus content so that they can monetize and make money off of YouTube. And these people are essentially stealing from YouTube. That's really what it boils down to. But at least I had a very rare opportunity to speak to somebody. And there, at this point, there's not much more I can do. It's awful that my channel's not monetized yet. And it doesn't make sense because it wasn't monetized over the past year, and then I had to reapply for AdSense again, and yet I'm still not monetized. Again? They did it again? Let me send it, I really don't want to interrupt this live stream because I want to keep it positive. I'll send it to who I have to send it to. I'll send it to who I have to send it to. He's going to have to learn the hard way. Like I said, my family have already started certain things in the background, which I'm not at liberty to discuss. Don't go. Sorry about that, guys. What had to be done is done. My apologies. Yeah, my bad. Sorry about that. I sent it to where it had to be sent to. Again, it's an unnamed third party, which I am not at liberty to discuss here. But, and plus another report was filed against him here on YouTube. There's one more thing I forgot, guys. Just be a little patient with me. I'll be right back. All right, I just wanted to make sure that the email was confirmed. So they did confirm the report, and I sent it to whoever it is that it had to be sent to. So he wants to keep digging his grave. That's what's going to end up happening. I warned him. He's just making it worse and worse for himself when the time comes. All right, let's get to packing some stuff here. I don't want to waste my time on somebody who really should have aborted their daughter and flushed her down the toilet with a sanitary wipe. You know, his fucking daughter, the toxic waste fucking RoboCop man. So anyway, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 orders to process here, guys. Just to keep you up to date, I will be. I'm going to try to do this tonight. No promises. I want to do a live review of that Voltron that I've kind of showed off on the channel a couple times. I would like to do that in a live review, so that this way I'm a little bit more relaxed. I'm comfortable. I can do what I got to do. Do it in my own pace, on my own time, and we'll have a little fun doing it. But thank you again, everybody. Have I had any problems? Actually, no. Everything's been going nice and smooth. Well, that's because, you know, unfortunately, on single cards, I've had to raise my rates to, I think it's like $1.07 to $1.11, something like that. 2 cards are $1.32, and then 3 cards or more, I'll add postage stamps to the envelopes. And I haven't had any issues since. I haven't had no returns. Cards are being delivered. But so far, I haven't had any real issues at all. The ground shipping is ground shipping. Unless the post office screws that up, with these envelopes, I've had really, lately, no returns, no issues, no nothing. With the exception of one customer that bought a Ronald Acuna Jr. 2023 Topps Chrome Lids Mitchell & Ness card off of me, but I resolved that issue. They actually got a new copy of that card. I was able to dig one up from my back stock from one of my other boxes. I didn't realize I had another 1 or 2 of them extra. So, you know, I messaged the customer. I said, you know what? I'll send you a brand new one, because it was definitely more than 30 days. And, you know, kudos to that customer for being so patient. I said, you know what? Let me look and see if I have another one. And I did, and sent it to him free of charge. And they did eventually get the card. So, but yeah, I haven't had any issues since. So far, so good. Yeah, but trying to get in touch with the post office, it's a mixed bag. I mean, I have got money back off the post office every so often from missing items. But they put you through like this entire song and dance. And I filed multiple complaints at the post office, even right here at my local post office. Because last summer, one of my returning customers ordered all of these cards off of me, and it was never shipped from that post office. Which means somebody in that post office most likely stole the box, allegedly. So I ended up refunding the customer the total cost. I had no choice, because otherwise, if they would have filed a complaint with eBay, I would have been in worse trouble. But clearly, it shows that it's scanned in my hands, but it didn't depart the post office, which means it was stolen out of that fucking post office. And I filed a complaint against them because the fucking drum wasn't working to begin with, which they finally fixed it after more than a year of people complaining about it. But trying to get the post office to refund you any money, it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. I have gotten some postage back here and there, but you know, the way the post office operates, we all know it. I know it. You guys know it. That you know, you got people inside that are stealing packages. They don't deliver like they're supposed to deliver. It's absolutely absurd and ridiculous. It's pathetic. It's really pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. But the show must go on, right, folks? So thank you, everybody. Okay, here's order number 2 almost done. But one thing I will say, thank God, you know, that I committed myself to this little experiment. You know, even right before I started this live stream, I actually sold off another paintball marker part that I don't even think they make anymore. I think it's discontinued. The bolt that I have inside my Pepperball SX or the Titman 98 Custom is aluminum. And this one that's sitting right there on that box is plastic. So, yeah, a lot of the stuff, I didn't even realize that the Pepperball TCP magazines are discontinued now, too. But now with Byrna, as far as Pepperball's competition is concerned, you know, I think the Pepperball stuff will be a little harder to sell. But you know, we'll see, man. It just takes time. It takes time. I do have another shirt that I do want to list. I might do that today. I mean, Jesus, already 3 o'clock, man. So, but otherwise, I mean, all is well. All is well. All is going well. You know, it's a nice quiet day around here. It's just a shame the pool's not open. You know, we only got, what, 2 weeks left in the summer season for the pool. And the kids should be going back to school, I think, tomorrow. How many spicy meatballs can a TCP magazine hold? 6. It holds 6 per mag. Technically, you can get 7 into it if you drop a ball into the breech prior to loading your magazine. I don't recommend that because you're just increasing the chances that the thing may jam up. If you have the old TMP launcher, you get 8 rounds per mag, and if you drop a ball into the breech, you can get 9, technically. And they had all sorts of extensions, too, that you can add to the magazines, but, you know, it becomes impractical after a while because now you're just increasing the mass of that weapon, especially if it's a handheld weapon, you know, not like the SX, which is a big weapon, but, you know, that's more for higher payloads. But the TCP, if you're adding all these extensions and this and that, it becomes impractical in its own use, at least to me anyway. So, But I might have more stuff. I gotta really dig. I can see that all of these eBay sales are having a significant impact here in my home because there, where I used to have all those MAGA hats, now my wall is nice and clean, which is cool. Sneakers that I've sold, I have space now to put like extra stuff like dress shoes and what have you. You know, I gave away a lot of stuff to the social worker that's here on the property, so that freed up a lot of space here in my home. And it's cool, man. Like now I got all my baseball cards right here at my knees underneath my desk, and that frees up all of this off to my 9 o'clock, which is cool. But anyway, with all that being said, it's been fairly quiet around here. There's not much going on. I mean, you know, like I said, the kids are getting ready for school. I believe tomorrow school finally starts. I know some kids started school because I've been seeing the school buses dropping them off. But, you know, they got different age groups in different schools that these school buses go to, so... Yeah, I agree with you. You know, I've been talking to my mom about this, and you know, a few friends. Even when Shaky was up here last night, we were talking about it. It's been it's a huge disappointment because this guy in the White House has been making all these empty promises, and we're not going to have any new wars, and the prices are going to come down on things, and that hasn't happened. We had a Kellogg's cereal facility closed down. Tyson Foods is closing down a facility, and now he's talking about importing meat from overseas, which is like a big insult to our farmers. I thought he was supposed to be in support of our farmers, yet meanwhile, that's Trump for you. That's why my support for him has been flushed in the toilet, because he's been one giant disappointment. He is a huge disappointment, man. He really is. It's a fucking disappointment. But see, Shaky was born here in the South. And he was saying it too last night. I mean, he's a staunch Democrat supporter, but we get along. We don't argue or anything like that. We don't do like what you see on TV. You know, it's more friendly conversation, just to see where, you know, we stand with stuff, right? And he was telling me there was a point that gas was like $1.59 to $1.69 in South Carolina, where he was born and raised. And when I came down here, it was like $1.79, $1.89. And now we're talking way over $3, which is insane for gas. Did I get to list the Ben Rices? Yeah, they're up there right now, as a matter of fact. I did list them, so it's just going to take time for those cards to circulate in the algorithm. But they are up there. They're finally up there. I did dig out some Yoshinobu Yamamoto cards, some Aaron Judge cards. I think there's a couple more Shoheis I dug up, which is sitting right there in that box. There's some Andy Pajes rookies. So September should be pretty good. I do have another jersey I'm going to list. It's my Al Bundy Polkai football jersey, which is semi-accurate. It's a Boris Customs jersey. I can't think of a use for it. I was going to do an Al Bundy costume for Halloween, but I would have to get a football helmet and football pants and pads and all that stupid shit, and it just... Right now, you know, I got plenty of stuff to wear for Halloween, so it's not like I need another costume. So I'll probably sell that on eBay, probably list it in the near future. I got to see how much I paid for it. I think Forest Customs is still an active website. I did get a couple things from them over the years. They make pretty good stuff. And here's the last of the baseball cards, and then we'll move on to the paintball part. But again, if you're new to the channel, everybody, thank you so much for joining in this live stream. I know it's very impromptu, but I figure I might as well just have you guys keep me company while I'm doing this. Thank you for all the eBay orders. If you guys are customers, I really appreciate it. Man, you guys kept me awake last night for the most part. But eBay orders are eBay orders, so thank you very much for that. I'm going to get these out right after this live stream. Welcome to the post office. And then tonight, it's now 10 minutes after 3 my time. I'm going to see if I do a live review of that Voltron. I would like to do that. Because I have a feeling it's going to take a lot of editing. Even though it's a small version of Voltron, I think it's just got a lot of tiny parts and a lot of things that I need to do with it, and I'd rather just be comfortable and review it in my own time and not rush having to try to get 20 minutes or less into a video of a toy, you know what I mean? So I like to sit down and go through it with a fine-tooth comb. Here's the last of the sports cards for now, unless more come in later today, which I would hope that would happen. But it did pretty good. Been doing pretty good so far. No complaints at all, actually, with this stuff. Okay. So, as far as sports cards are concerned, we can now add to the tally of orders over the past 72 hours. So there you go. Actually, this is not a sports card order. This is a paintball insert for a Tippin 98 custom for a Freak Junior barrel. So there's my sports cards. There's the paintball insert. That's a pair of those biker pants I don't wear anymore. That sold this weekend. And now I got the last order coming up right here, and that's that Delrin bolt, which is discontinued, I believe. And that is the Delrin. Now packed up and ready to rock and roll, folks. Where's my... Oh, right here. Okay. Sorry if I'm going quiet here. It's just once I'm focused on this. Like I said, so far, you know, that my business is picking up again, which is good. Cards that I wasn't able to sell before, I'm selling now, which is good. And postseason is right around the corner, man. The Giants did pretty good against Miami. What was it, like 20-3 or something like that? The Giants just won. I missed the game yesterday because, like I said, I was trying to sleep early, and then Shaky came by, and I tried to fall asleep again, and then my eBay orders came in. I completely forgot that the Giants played yesterday. But I did watch the highlight reel. They were looking pretty good, man. And I think they still have cuts to make. I think the final preseason game is against the Jets. So hopefully that'll shake off the cobwebs for this upcoming season. And what's really aggravating, to be honest with you, they came out with the brand new Color Rush jerseys for the New York Giants, and I was just about to order the white and blue one that they have, because I sold off my Eli Manning one that I had because it was just too big. And one guy was like harassing me on eBay who wanted to buy that jersey off of me because it had the Captain C patch and a Walter Payton Man of the Year patch on it that I added myself, that I sourced out on eBay. And he messaged me, and I'm like, dude, the thing's sold out, man. I can't give you another eBayer's information. That goes against terms of service, man. You lost. I mean, that's just it. But now they came out with the Color Rush jerseys again. They got the classic 1990s version of their jersey, which I had the Daniel Jones one, which I sold off. And then most recently, I sold off the Eli Manning version of that jersey because I do have his Vapor Fuse Elite home jersey. I have a Mitchell and Ness Super Bowl 42 jersey of his. And I have a Super Bowl 46 jersey, which I patched up myself. But I really wanted to get those two jerseys, and I missed out on them. They sold out like almost immediately on Fanatics. And I have $30 in Fanatics cash to use, so that would save me a little bit of money. Plus the shipping and all that. I think a $200 jersey would have ran me like $190 or something like that. Some price. Well, that's it. That's all my eBay orders for now, anyway. But here it is. Oh. That's it. And those are my eBay orders. These are like 3 days worth of eBay orders right there. That's awesome. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. You guys are great. Not bad for a crazy man, right? Making money, doing what I want, eating what I want, coming and going as I want. Boy, it just sucks being me, doesn't it? At least I don't have genetically fucked up kids from drinking One kid can't take care of his fucking animals. The other kid can't even fucking walk up a flight of steps without somebody helping. Please give my daughter health benefits. Please, even though I have an imported car, an imported motorcycle, and go out with my 70-year-old man friends doing skeet shooting and fucking going to ballrooms and spending $30, $40, $50 a fucking night on collations and food. But nothing makes me happier knowing he has to live with that creature for the rest of its life. That's God's punishment towards him. Oh, is that good? I'm going to buy myself another case. Another case of Monsters. But, Alexa, what's the current temperature?
Right now, it's 89 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to that fall weather, man. I really am. Well, 89 is still not that bad. I mean, if it was 90s, yeah, I appreciate that, Penny. Thank you. You know, again, it takes time, it takes patience, it does a lot. I have to do a lot of research. I've been watching a lot of eBay seller content to get some ideas. And then again, you know, of course, with certain situations that I've been talking about with my mother, when it involves my dad's stuff, which I'm not going to divulge here on camera, you know, economics does play a huge role in just about everything I do these days when it comes to my eBay store. So I've had to get a different kind of understanding as to how things work. And so far, like I said, since I've adjusted my eBay store, I mean, again, you see for yourself, the evidence is right here that I might not be making as much money as I was, but I still have, you know, disposable income coming in, which is great. So how much is a case of this? Well, right now, a 12 case of the sugar-free monsters, pardon me, at Walmart are $21 plus tax. Which comes out to, like, I think 23 bucks if I round it off to the closest dollar. So, you know, a case of Red Bull over at Walmart, a 12 case is $24 plus tax. But if I were to go to Sam's Club, a 24 case of those sugar-free monsters is 42 plus tax. And a case of the sugar-free Red Bulls I would normally drink are $38 plus tax. So, and because I just don't feel like going to Sam's Club, and I prefer to walk anyway just to get some fresh air. How many fucking times does he go to the goddamn... It's one of the have-nots. He must ride that bike 4 or 5 times a day to go get his fucking beer. It's so sad because this particular individual whose name I'm not going to mention on camera, he goes to the same fucking cigarette shop here in the strip mall every day, 3, 4, 5 times a day, ends up in a fucking hospital because his mineral count in his blood, and he told me this himself, was severely depleted. That's because he's smoking weed all day, drinking beer all day. There are times that, you know, I would go out to do my food shopping. He'd be sitting up on his patio talking to himself, like real senile. A while ago, I might have even talked about it a little bit on the channel. He actually disappeared for like 3 days. Nobody knew where the fuck he went. He literally disappeared for like 3 days. That's why with certain people around here, I don't associate with certain people anymore. So they drag you down with them, and it's like, fuck that. You know, I'm completely independent of all that bullshit. And I shouldn't have to care about anybody else unless I want to. And quite frankly, there's a lot of things I stopped giving a shit about a long time ago. And rightfully so. You know, these days I just focus on my eBay business. I make my money. And that's all that really matters to me. You know what I love? I love watching my former home of New York get completely fucking flooded out. You know there were tornadoes in New York, out in Long Island recently? That Brooklyn and Queens has been fucking flooding out. I love watching them eat their own dog shit. Since women are gone, there's no drama. Yeah, man. I mean, you know, it sucks, really, to be honest with you. But listen, these days, the older I get, the more I appreciate peace and quiet. I appreciate my personal space. I have time to focus on things. You know, I'm still really maintaining my health. I'm still holding a 85 to 190 pound diet. You know, I don't have a swollen fucking beer belly where I can't see my dick like some other New Yorkers that are out there, but, you know, who's to talk? You know what I mean? That's what happens when you're genetically inferior. But, you know, I've been focusing on myself, taking care of my health. I'm making money again on eBay, so what's there to complain about, really, to be honest with you? Having a woman is more of a pain in the ass these days more than ever. I'd rather be by myself, as much as it sucks. You know, I'm kind of into groove now. After what happened with Maria, this last one. And then Jenny calling me out, like I said, texted me out of the clear blue like 2 weeks ago, and then all of a sudden disappeared again, and she hasn't uploaded anything to her stupid little YouTube channel, which basically is sitting in limbo. I have a feeling that those two broke up, which is why she called me, because she probably wanted me to take her back, and that's definitely not going to happen, because she wants to be a boss bitch, she wants to be in charge, and she wants to get her fucking citizenship through the back door, and I'm not participating in that. I would have helped her out, but when you fuck me over, you go into the fucking mental cemetery. And I really don't want anything to do with fucking people like her, who just want. And that's not how life works. That is definitely not how life works. And that's the best part about being my own boss these days, is that I can pretty much come and go as I please, do what I want, when I want, how I want. I don't have to answer to anybody. I don't have to be... I've essentially eliminated the human equation from just about everything. I can do this all day. I don't have to do it at all. I don't have to have unnecessary competition with employees or co-workers gossiping and trying to sell each other up a river. Oh, look, he's standing there. Oh, look, he's talking on a phone. You see what he did? In other words, tattletales. Grown-up tattletales that behave like kids in order to progress on a job site. I used to deal with that in the union too. I mean, competition is healthy in just about anything, but when you're literally trying to derail somebody's, and let this be a hint to certain people out there, when you're attempting to derail somebody's livelihood by trying to wreck somebody's reputation, that there are laws that we have in this country that protect us from that sort of thing. And because, you know, somebody like myself, where people have unfortunately attempted to derail my reputation, of course I've already struck back, and all of you have seen that paperwork on camera. The only thing that they have left is to poke fun. That's because they don't have a leg to stand on anymore. And I know, well, I'll answer that one later. Yeah, I don't even want to go on dates anymore because, dude, you know, every time I've ever gone out, there's always one or two drunken morons out there that wants to prove themselves by getting fucking physical and getting into fist fights. It's like a couple of years ago when I moved back to this property, I got jumped. Not just at the pool over here where I live, which of course I was acquitted because they falsely accused me of fucking around with the kids and walking around with a firearm, which I don't have a firearm. And apparently the person had pending charges in another court case. So he himself dropped the charges because he knows, and my lawyer warned him that he filed a false police report against me and he was facing serious fucking charges if he didn't drop his case against me, which you've seen the paperwork here on camera. That's a fact. But I got jumped at one of the local taverns around here by I got sucker punched in the face because this one girl and myself, we were talking. I wasn't even taking it seriously like that. But she started up a conversation with me, and out of fucking no place, a guy knocks me right off my bar stool and punched me on the side of my head and knocked me unconscious for no fucking reason. I did get a glimpse of him. They did arrest him, but the problem was because I blacked out, I couldn't identify him, and they said that was pretty much unreliable. It would be unreliable testimony if I pointed the finger at somebody I couldn't truly identify for the fact that I was knocked unconscious. You know, and it made sense. So the fucker got away with it, unfortunately. But it's just, it's too difficult, man. Bar girls are fucking dumb as a tree stump. They yell, they scream, they shout. It's just not for me. It's not for me. It's really not for me. I just want no cameras. Well, that was the thing. They did have cameras, but again, it was up to me because the way it was supposed to transpire was they wanted to put him in a lineup against 3 other guys that looked like him. But when I talked to the police officer, which coincidentally, that same police officer got into trouble for driving drunk right here in town. He was all over the news, which also fucked up his credibility, come to think about it. But the simple fact of the matter is that, you know, because I was knocked unconscious and I couldn't really remember, like I could remember his clothing, but I couldn't remember his face. And that was the problem. Like he was wearing a sports sweatshirt, a red sports sweatshirt at the time. And after that, I really couldn't remember his face. And the camera view that he was on, you couldn't really see his face too well because everything happened so quick. Like he literally came up from behind me and fucking sucker punched me off my stool, and then it ended up going outside. And no matter what the police tried to do here in Pineville, they couldn't get his face on camera. They couldn't get like a straight shot. So I had all that working against me. And he got away with it, unfortunately. But you see that kind of shit all the time, man. You always got jealous dudes who, you know, they can't handle their beer. You know, and these days I haven't been drinking like I was. Like I said, last night was the first time I touched a beer in about 3 weeks almost, because I'm just, I have to be in a certain mood for me to enjoy myself having a beer or two. But, you know, like I said, ever since we had that party at the pool a couple weeks ago, I just don't feel like it, you know? And I could tell my tolerance is in the tank, because even last night, too, I probably had maybe 3, at most 4. It's because of all the healthy shit that I've been eating and all the vitamins and protein and all that kind of stuff I've been taking. My body's tolerance is in the tank, you know, which is a good thing, because that's my body's alarm system telling me that, hey man, enough is enough. You know what I mean? Which is a good thing. But, you know, I've been keeping busy here anyways, doing this YouTube stuff, doing my eBay stuff, which again, I still have more cards to prep for September, which I left off on with the last live stream, by the way. You know, there's plenty to keep me busy. And then when I finally get ahead of myself, I can finally lay back and just, you know, sit on the patio or take the chair outside and sit on my beach chair by the creek right here and listening to my music. And if my neighbors come around, we'll sit down, have a little powwow, have a couple laughs, bullshit for a bit. There goes my man, my veteran friend right there. I'm not going to mention his name on camera. Really nice fella. He had like 3 or 4 dogs. All but one of his dogs died recently. But he's such a nice guy, though. Again, I'm not going to say his name on camera, but he's one of the original tenants that lived here when I first moved here. And he's a former New Yorker, too, by the way. Yeah, this place can really, really change you, man. It can really, really slow you down. You know, it can make you appreciate what it is to have elbow room. There's no pushing, no shoving. People tend to, like, you know, except for one or two idiots. That's kind of a given. But otherwise, like, you know, I can go outside, I look at the trees, I breathe in the fresh air. There's nobody pushing people onto the subway tracks. There's no innocent victims of shootings like there are in New York City, like what I saw recently up in the Bronx, I think. My area doesn't flood. I don't know. Okay. So that takes care of these cards for September. So that's September's batch. And I'm also saving these card savers because I don't know if my other neighbor is going to be coming by. I'm glad you stopped being the community charity for food and beer. Yeah, man, I gave up that shit. You know, I'll still once in a while, like the other night when the kids were outside, I'll throw them down a couple Gatorades here and there. But you know what it is? It's the have-nots. It's the have-nots that they take advantage of things because they think they're owed something when they're not. I do that because I want to do that. But you know, a lot of them got 86'd out of here. They got their marching papers and they were legally compelled to leave the property, just like her downstairs. She had all the fucking chances in the world. You know, look at me after everything that I went through, being falsely accused of shit, being thrown under the bus by the 501st Legion, Empire Saber Guild, and all the Star Wars groups, the Freemasons. Even some people that would call me brother to my face that used to be my friends threw me under the fucking bus. Being falsely accused of cheating on the mother of my kids and everything else. You know what I mean? And you know, it ended up being homeless for no fucking reason. And then look at what happened after all that. God rewarded me with all this money, a nice home. I run my own business. I got better clothes than I ever had before. My health has improved. That is a sign that God's on your side. Jesus Christ himself, according to biblical dogma, you know, had to carry his cross to his crucifixion site. He was beaten, bludgeoned, spit on, punched, kicked, swore at. After 3 days and 3 nights after he passed on the cross, his spirit rose into heaven. You know, and she was given plenty of chances, man. You know, I saw my chance and I took it. I took a risk by leaving my home and leaving everyone and everything behind. And now look at me. I've taken my second chance through attrition. It was a rough ride for a while. But after now over 10 years of living here in the South, I found myself finally. You know, I found my center. I lost all that weight. You don't see me going bonkers on camera anymore. I'm not drinking like I used to. You know, I found myself. I found a piece of myself that was missing. I love running my eBay business. I love making YouTube content. Even though the views aren't what I would hope they would be, I don't care. I love sitting there reviewing my jerseys, my collectibles, my sneakers. So, all of that stuff. And because I've gone through all of that stuff, I don't feel sorry for people one bit. You do it to yourself. You know, I've said it on camera, and I admit it. You know, after I lost a fruitful career in union construction, all the painkillers I was taking for the injury to my back, I was abusing them after a while because I was so self-loathing. I hated myself. I hated my life. I thought by joining up with these Star Wars pieces of shit, I wanted to reclaim my life and at least do something that made me feel useful. None of them ever understood that shit. They really didn't. I took it for something more than what it was. You know what I mean? And it's like these people, they are what they are. Just like with the fucking Freemasons was the same thing. It was the same shit. They are what they are. You know, and if you look into King Solomon, he was a polygamist that had multiple wives and used demons to build his temple. And by the way, the secret word is Tubal Cain when they do their special fucking handshakes and all that shit. Fuck them. Not all of them. I can't say that. I can't say all of them because there are some good guys. But a lot of them have taken it way too far and let it go to their head like certain people that have been attacking me. But that's all right. God punishes people like that with severely disabled children that, you know, they have to spend most of their income on and then take to the internet begging people and then lecturing people as to how much better he is and uses their retarded kid as a crutch to get over on people. Just like certain dentists out there that use the fact that they're Jewish, but then meanwhile you support an ideology and a political discourse that wants to kill you. Why most New Yorkers are, you know, anti-Semitic these days. It's fucking sad, isn't it? Talk about hypocrisy, folks. But they don't want you to hear that part of it. That's because I know them. I know their nature. I know New Yorkers' nature, and I know the nature of these type of people. Just because you wear a suit and tie doesn't mean anything. All my accolades, all my awards, all my certificates, all my letters of commendation were earned by city, state, and local organizations and earned by my peers around here. And everything with them is self-rewarding. One old white fart rewarding another old man white fart. Because you put money in an envelope and you consider that doing good for people, do like what I've done. Take off your fucking shoes. Repair a vacuum cleaner like I did. I'm sure the person that got that vacuum cleaner is happy because they couldn't afford one. And I took one that I found in a dump, cleaned it, fixed it, repaired it, and now somebody's got themselves practically a brand new vacuum. Donate your clothes, donate your sneakers. Do like what I do. You don't need a special Tubal Cain handshake worshiping a fucking ideology where a man, according to fucking myth and dogma, had multiple wives as a polygamist who had demons building his fucking, his precious fucking, temple. Sad, isn't it, when you hear the truth about these things? And it's no surprise because, Masonry basically dives into gluttony and sloth, and in a lot of ways envy as well, which are three of the seven deadly sins. Gluttony, sloth, and envy. And the mother of my kids, I give her a lot of credit because she used to call them beer masons. She fucking hated them. And she warned me, and I didn't listen because of my own stubborn arrogance. And you see an example of that right here on YouTube because, well, a few of them are Freemasons that are attacking me because they think they are who they are. But they bleed and get viruses and have retarded children just like, most people do out there. So they're nothing special. They're really not. There are some Masons that do some good work, but they don't let that power go to their head. See, my awards were given to me, again, by state, city, and local authorities and my peers and neighbors. Plus, with all the money that I got over the years, and now I run my own eBay business because they made bad choices in their lives. Certain dentists and certain computer programmers made bad choices in their lives, and certain Star Wars cosplayers made bad choices in their lives. That's my fault. That's your own fault. You fucked up. You did that to yourself. Jealousy sucks, man. At least I can sit here and wear a $400 jersey. You know what I mean? Times 12. So, what time is it? It's only 4 o'clock. What am I going to do here? After all that prattling that I just did. I should what's in that's what I want to do. Is this these are some of the cards that I also want to get listed on eBay. These are numbered parallels and logo fractors and stuff. Well, you know what? I might as well just stick around and keep this live stream going. I don't think I'm going to do that Voltron live stream tonight. I don't know, man. I'm in like this weird kind of mood today. Like, you know what it is? I'm so far ahead of myself right now, and especially making the eBay sales that I did. I had myself a decent breakfast this morning with that, well, lunch technically. And it's such a nice day outside, I kind of just want to lounge back a little bit. Just want to lounge back a little bit. Not my fault. Certain people's kids are retarded because them and their ex-wife decided to become fucking drug addicts. Not my fault. You did that to yourself. Your retarded kid is something that you did on your own. You have a brain-dead son who can't take care of his fucking animals and then takes it. Oh, that was another thing. Dickhead's fucking son lost his fucking dog. And again, went begging and calls me a beggar at Occupy Wall Street. Had his son begging on fucking Facebook years ago because they let his fucking dog go. Or they weren't watching over the dog. So who's begging for what now, by the way? And then again sends his fucking ugly Polak wife out begging for medical benefits for his severely retarded Ricky Berwick daughter, the toxic waste fucking girl from, or toxic waste man from RoboCop. Genetically defective fucking walking slime ball. Tough shit. Maybe if he wasn't such a raving alcoholic back in the days, like the way I used to drink, with those fucking Freemasons. I got videos and photos. I should start uploading on fucking Facebook and on YouTube. And you really want to see what these guys do? How much they fucking eat and drink? Oh, they don't want you to see that part of it. But then meanwhile, they'll send their wives out begging for medical benefits for their kids. Can't wait for NFL Week 1. Well, my German soccer kind of started. The DFB Super Cup was yesterday with Borussia Dortmund and Bayern. And Bayern beat Dortmund 2-1. They just released their new Champions League jersey. It looks kind of eh. The home jersey looks good. The away jersey, it's okay. I mean, I don't get the away jerseys anymore unless they stick out. But the Champions League jersey this time around looks kind of mediocre. It looks very mid. It's like a very dark navy blue with orange highlights in it. It's okay. But I tried to get, like I think I mentioned it here in this live stream, I tried to get the new Color Rush jerseys with Jackson Dart. I want to get a Cam Scatterboo, and I want to get a Jackson Dart, but they sold out. I had the fucking thing in my cart. Yeah, I tried to get one. I at least wanted to get the white one because I already had the Eli Manning jersey like that, but I sold it off on eBay because it was just too big. That was a tough sell to sell off that jersey. I really like that jersey, but the only reason I sold it is because I saw the Jackson Dart, and I've already got Eli Manning Super Bowl 42 and 46 jerseys, so to me those are a little bit more collectible for me. So the other like I have one more Eli Manning jersey I might sell, and that's the Elite one, like this one, the Vapor Fuse Elite. I might sell that one for $249 because it's got the captain's patch and it's got the stitched on Walter Payton of Man of the Year patch that I added myself. But yeah, they went up for sale, and my size sold out. I was going to get an extra large, which is about what this one is here. This is a size 44. Yeah, size 44. But they sold out in an extra large. The large and extra large sold out immediately. So the throwback 1990 throwback Color Rush jersey, that sold out too. So they'll I mean it's the beginning of the season. I mean, these sold out for a while, the Vapor Fuse Elite jerseys. And they ended up selling them again, but I got this one for a little cheaper. But this time around, I have fan cash from Fanatics, so, and hopefully if they have a discount code or something like that, I can reduce the price that much further. And at least there's no fucking tariff. Now, don't even get me started with that conversation. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Yeah, but I definitely want to get those new Color Rush jerseys. They look really, really nice. I love at least one of them I want to get. I think the white one I would get Jackson Dart, and the blue one I would get Cam Scatterboo. So what I'm sleeving up right now are a bunch of Bowman Mojo fractors that were left over from that initial live stream that I did. So these are all going to go up in September, most likely. But I definitely want to get that Al Bundy jersey sold. I'll probably list that sometime tonight. You know what? I got that jersey pulled out anyway in my bedroom. I just never found a use for it, and I think I only wore it twice since I bought it. I got it from a company called Boris Customs, which they make intentional alterations to the jerseys so that this way they can't be passed off as originals. And this is a really nice jersey. This will be the next one I sell. So it's roughly based on what was on the TV show because, believe it or not, the football jersey that Ed O'Neill wore was actually a hockey jersey that they turned into a college football kit, long sleeve football kit. Now, the only difference between this one and the one on the show is that the numbers were flocked or like velvet, and it was all stained and brown and all that kind of stuff. But it's not a bad jersey for what it is. Again, this is from Boris Customs. I was going to build an Al Bundy costume for Halloween years ago. I just never got around to it. So I think I'm going to do a couple more of these and I'll end this live here. Let me see how I feel later. I mean, it's only 4 o'clock. I got time. I should pull a couple steaks out of the icebox. I had steak 2 nights in a row this week, so. I had pasta two days in a row also this week. I kind of feel like I'm in the mood for chicken and rice. Maybe that's what I'll make tonight. With some hash browns. And see how I feel. Or maybe I'll get takeout tonight. I haven't got takeout in a while. I haven't got takeout since I did that live stream doing the Starscream search around. Oh, also, it's a funny thing because after I uploaded that recent video calling out these jackasses on Facebook, they never responded because I called them out publicly. Well, that's what you get. Don't talk out of 2 sides of your mouth if you don't know what you're talking about. That clearly they didn't watch that fucking live stream and they didn't watch that video. They just decided to open up their mouth for the sake of opening up their mouths. Oh, and here's another thing, too, which I find funny, and I really don't want to talk about this fucking worthless waste of sperm, but this fuckhead's YouTube channel, I can't find it in my search results. So, either he privated his channel to just his viewers, or he's hiding the channel some way, somehow, that I can't see it on my news feed, but I've got the link saved to my phone's homepage. So all I have to do is just click on the link. It takes me right to his YouTube channel. But I don't see, everybody else, like Big Mama sees these things. I don't see them. And here's the reason why I don't see them. It's because you can't link my videos. When you try to go at the Carolina Collector, you can't link them. I have that disabled. That's why I don't see them. It's so fucking pathetic. You're talking about a 58-year-old grown-ass fucking man that acts like a child. A petulant, spoiled little fucking brat that needs to be put over somebody's knee and be beaten with a fucking old, crusty leather belt so that this way he gets fucking road rash across his ass. That's what he needs. Oh, let me tell you, there's been a lot of talk offline about him. And my friends that are still up there in New York that I have close ties to, he's lucky that he's still walking on his 2 legs right now. Him and his other 2 buddies. Because I don't need that shit coming back to me. You know, people around here, when all that bullshit happened last year, they saw what I can do and I want to do it. And at least that's one thing I'll say about myself, that with certain people up there, all I got to do is just say a couple words, pass it on to certain members of my family, and things, well, use your imagination. But that's what a guy like this wants. He would enjoy it. Especially that fucking greasy fucking freak that lives upstate with his retarded kid, who basically, him and this other fuckhead started all this in the first place. All because of fucking Star Wars. Are you fucking daft? All because of Star Wars. What a bunch of fucking overgrown man-children. But that's what man-babies do. That's what jealous, low-life leftist... Well, Kevin's a registered Republican. I know that through the public record. Jealous, spiteful... Well, he lives on a fucking dirt... I've never heard of a New Yorker living on a dirt road before. That's new even to me. On a dirt road with a filthy, gross fucking backyard. Clean that motherfucker. Take some pride in yourself. Well, then again, you know, when I did do the public background check on him, there's certain tax records from Glendale, New York, that are publicly visible for his home. I wonder if either he's evading, and I'm alleging this, is he evading taxes, or is he not paying his property tax on his former home in Glendale, New York? Is he a tax evader, which is why he's begging his wife to go out to get medical benefits for himself? Just curious. I found that interesting when I saw that recently. That for whatever reason, tax records of his pops up online for his former home in Glendale. Oh, whatever, man. It is what it is. Listen. My mother called him, allegedly. I hope she did what she said. My family's had enough of him. He's lucky to still be walking right now because certain things could have happened by now. And it hasn't happened yet because, use your imagination, my extended family has been made aware of what he's been doing. And certain members of my family are not so nice people when it comes to this sort of shit. You know, my cousin Billy is a former chief of detectives in New York. My brother-in-law is a military police officer and a firefighter out in Long Island. Let me tell you, there's a lot of firepower at my disposal, and all I have to, it's, again, I leave it up to my mother. That's why I'm not making any kind of moves. You know, I'm leaving it up to my mom because he's attacked my father now more than once. And once that spread around amongst my family, he made enemies of a lot of my family, and he's lucky to be standing up on his two legs, because if it wasn't for me stopping a certain individual in my family, they would be waiting for him outside his locksmith business in Glendale. And they would have beat him with a baseball bat. I had to stop that from happening. So if you're watching, Kevin, you're lucky. You're very lucky. Don't think that just because I live here in North Carolina doesn't mean I can still gain access to you, because I can. But that's what he wants. He wants that kind of talk. He wants that kind of thing. He wants that to happen. People like that who start trouble, they try to make themselves and say, oh, I have a retarded kid. You got to feel sorry. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. Anyway, whatever. I got an eBay business to run. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Well, you know why he doesn't walk that well is because he's so severely overweight from all the fucking... Now that he does... Apparently now he's like a born-again non-drinker. But what happens with ex-alcoholics and drug addicts, they gain massive amounts of weight to make up for the difference in the chemical imbalance that's in their body because their bodies have become so dependent on it. Let me tell you, the amount of Jägermeister and Vorsteiner beer that I have witnessed myself that what that man alone would drink, and what I've seen a lot of them drink, which is why, you know, these days, especially since I lost all that weight, why I eat, with the exception of last night, you know, I broke my fast for a little bit, but fucking bottles and bottles and bottles of Jägermeister and shot after shot after shot. You got to see the videos that I have and photos that I have of me in these Masonic lodges, or the Masonic Lodge in Whitestone. The amount of food that these people eat and drink, it's gluttony and sloth. And then they talk about homeless people. Bullshit. Oh, we're doing charity, making men better. Yeah, by stuffing money in an envelope. That's not helping people. That's essentially bribing. It's a form of bribery, in my opinion. You want to do the right thing, do like what I've always done. Give up your clothes. Give up your jackets. Give up your blankets. Put clothes on a homeless person. That's true charity to me. Not stuffing money in an envelope and then patting myself on the back for it. Do like what I did. Take a piece of equipment, rip it to pieces, repair it, and then give it away to somebody. Blankets, shoes, shirts, school supplies with all those magic markers and pencils I gave away. No, let me tell you, you know, I'm going to sell him up a river. Fuck him. No, he would, him and all of his Mason buddies, and including myself too. And again, it's a regret that I have because the mother of my kids she fucking hated them. She didn't want to be around them. She didn't like them. She saw something that I didn't. And she used to call them beer Masons because that's all they did was fucking eat, drink, eat, drink. Oh, what we got here? That's cha-ching. Oh! Somebody bought my Pepperball magazines. That's what it looks like. At least that's it's not saying it directly, but it's saying to restock. Let me look at this, folks. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. I think I just made another decent eBay sale. Yep, my Pepperball markers. The Pepperball magazines sold, both of them. Nice. There they are. £1 6 ounces. Okay, so I did charge the correct amount. So there they are, folks. They just sold while on camera the Pepperball TCP magazines that I found the boxes for too, by the way, which is awesome. This is a good weekend, man. Very good weekend. Very good weekend. And thank you to my eBay customers for supporting the channel and supporting my eBay business. Boom, baby. All right. This is turning out to be a fantastic weekend for eBay. Not bad for a crazy guy, huh? Making money, sitting home, jerking off, watching TV, having a salad. Not bad being crazy and making money from home, being my own boss. Shit. Boy, aren't I a psychopath? While I'm making money, sitting on my cloud, eating what I want, drinking what I want. Boy, what a crazy son of a bitch I am, making all this money. Damn it. Boy, what a crazy guy I am, huh? Making money. Money. Cha-ching. So I did better than I thought this weekend. I did much better than I thought I was going to do. If you're watching this, you're the customer that bought those Pepperball magazines, thank you very much. I really deeply appreciate it. Not bad for being crazy, huh? Yeah, it's like, what the fuck is the name of that movie? It's a Wonderful Life. Every time the phone goes cha-ching, a New Yorker throws a tantrum. Yep, that's an extra $40 in my pocket. Thank you very much. I appreciate my customers quite a bit. Thank you, everybody, again, for supporting my eBay store. Being that I'm so crazy and all, making all this money, sitting home, jerking off, watching TV, cooking. I could be cooking, making money. I could be sleeping, making money. I could be swimming in a pool, making money. Boy, that must piss them off even more. Of course it will. Yeah, these Pepperball magazines, actually, they've been discontinued ever since they released the TRP. I've seen these go for high as $35 each. In order to remain competitive, I lowered my price on these. So, if you're the customer that bought this, thank you very much. If you're watching this live stream, much appreciated. Your order is officially prepared and done. There it is. I'll add that to the pile as well. I'm starting to be like a budget Santa Claus over here, aren't I? Every time your phone goes cha-ching, a grown man baby cries in New York. Yes. Bingo. Yeah, not bad for a crazy man making money at home, huh? Oh, that must piss them off to no fucking end. That the wins continue to pile up, baby. Oop. Very happy. Very happy. Not too bad. That's my electric bill right there for the next month. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I can get ahead on my electric bill right now if I wanted to. But actually, I got to wait for that. I got to wait for the money to clear on eBay. Usually it takes 48 hours for that to happen. But that's my electric bill right there. All my other bills are already paid off thanks to my eBay sale. Oh, there's more. There's more. Hold on. Oh boy, here we go. What's this one now? Topps update series all-star game. Let me print this one out. I just got another eBay order. Don't go anywhere, folks. Boy, this is going to fucking anger them to no end. Keep them orders coming, guys. Got another one, folks. Not bad for a crazy man, right? Ha! Not bad for a crazy man, huh? Crazy Wally. As a matter of fact, let's rub it in this fucker's face, too. I should have been doing this a long time ago, rubbing it in his fucking face. Since I saw that most recent short. There's my Starscream, by the way. So let's have Starscream keep me company. I'll have him right there. You know, little old me. Does eBay give you supplies? They do. Well, you really get nothing for free from eBay. But they do give you links to the post office where you can get boxes and supplies from them for free. Like there are certain shipping boxes that you can get that you can't get at the post office. They do that at least. But you don't get nothing for free from eBay. There we go. Another eBay order just came in, folks. Thank you for the customer that ordered this. That's a P. Crow Armstrong 2025 All-Star Refractor. Much appreciated for that. Thank you very much. I'll add that one to the pile. Very grateful, folks. Me and Starscream over here, you know, because I'm crazy and all. Crazy making that money, motherfucker. This is going to turn out to be a $200 weekend, it's looking like, which is not bad. Not bad. People that make minimum wage don't even make that. And I'm doing it from the comfort of my home. You know? I guess it takes a really crazy man to make money at home. Boy, aren't I a fucking lunatic. Me and Starscream here. That must piss him off to no end. That must piss all of them off to no end. Not my fault you made bad choices in your life. Not my fault your alcoholism spawned a fucking egg yolk. A walking egg yolk. But there it is, another eBay sale. That's 2 of them in this live stream. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. I wonder if people are buying these things because I keep making fun of these fuckers to prove a point. And like I said, in all seriousness, he's lucky he's still standing up on his own 2 fucking legs after certain conversations that were had with my family. There's another one to add to the pile. I mean, look at this. This is... Boy, aren't I crazy? I consider that to be a win. Not bad for a crazy man. I'd rather be crazy than physically and mentally fucking retarded. Like somebody's kids out there. Me and Starscream and all. Know what I mean? Fucking assholes. Oh, I love it. I'm going to grab me another monster. Should I take Starscream? Yeah, let's go take Starscream with me. You know? Let's go take Starscream with me. Yeah, I'm down to my last monster. So when I bring these to the post office, I'll definitely pick me up another case. I still don't know what I'm going to have for supper yet. The wins just keep on coming, baby. Gotta love it. Not bad for a crazy man that goes driving for hours with looking for a Star Wars, Transformers toy. Not bad, huh? Not bad, huh? Look at that. It's a $150 weekend for me. What it's looking like so far. Thank you, everybody. In all seriousness, to my eBay customers, you folks are fantastic. Starscream thanks you also. There you go. I should do like what Logan Paul did. Was it Logan Paul that was walking around with a Pokemon around his neck on a fucking chain? A customized chain that Ken Golden himself made just for him? It's about time I start throwing it right back at them. Yeah, not bad being a crazy man making money at home. Well, I can sit on my cloud all day long and fucking rub one off in the corner while everybody else is slaving on a job site. Gotta love that kind of shit, huh, folks? Now, of course, my viewers know I'm just being facetious. You know, I respect the working man. I really do. You know, because my dad was blue collar all his life. I was blue collar up until I got all fucked up. So, and they don't like it. They don't like it. You know, at least I don't have webs between my fingers, or my mouth doesn't lean off to one side like this. Should I send him a pack of baby wipes for his kid? I can do that. But again, he would love that kind of thing, because then he would start crying. Oh, see? You see? He's the one they started all this shit first. What do you think, Starscream? Who gives a damn? Oh, Starscream. You know, it's funny, I'm even talking about this thing now. It's actually coming loose. Maybe that's from me throwing it over my shoulder, which I shouldn't be doing. But I did that for a reason. Because of that fat fuck that was attacking me. Oh, that's how it locks in place. Oh, shit. This whole time I didn't know that. So I'm wondering why Starscream doesn't stay in place when you have him in his robot mode. Apparently there's a T-joint right there that you have to put him down and then kind of like push his cockpit in, and it locks it in place. I didn't know that until now. Well, there you go. I learned something new. Because I'm so crazy. Dingbat, dingbat. Oh, I love it. I love it. Nothing like being a crazy man making money from the comfort of his own home. Boy, aren't I a fucking lunatic. I love it, man. It's great when I get to rub it in their fucking faces. Right, Starscream? Come on, let's give you a nice comfortable home right here. Right where you can be seen. Because that was the latest bullshit fucking failed attempt to fucking put me down. And yet I still win. That was cool, man. Thank you, everybody, for those eBay orders. And again, to my regular eBay customers and viewers, you know, don't take this like me being a dick. This has been going on for too long now. Moves are being made off camera. But again, I leave that up to my mother to decide what she wants to do, because he's been attacking my father, who cannot speak for himself. And we've already been told that that can have serious ramifications if he continues what he's doing by attacking my father, because it is defaming his character, because he's no longer alive. He can't speak anymore. And he can't defend himself. I have a ton of Aaron Judges I have to add also that I found. Okay. Yeah, I think anybody that's sitting on any P. Crow Armstrongs, he's the leading competitor for MVP this year. We already know Shohei's probably going to get it again. But oh shit. Oops. I haven't gone through that box yet. And I don't want to smash Starscream here, you know, because Crazy Wally is too busy making money. And guys, thank you. You know, again, you're showing these guys that they're so fucking desperate to try to get under my skin that, again, you folks who are supporting my eBay store just makes them look like they're 57 years old, 55, 57 years old, whatever it is. These are fucking man babies that act like 10-year-olds. And they can't take the fact that I had a lot of money come to me. I was in the newspapers a lot. People tried to fuck me over, and they failed. People falsely accused me of things, they failed. I was falsely arrested, those people failed. Become untouchable, become uncancelable. I mean, that's how you basically got to look at it. People have tried and failed for a long time to fuck me over. And every single time it happens, I come out the stronger, the wiser, and now I'm making money on it, which is great. And they don't like that. Too bad. I can sit here from the comfort of my home. I could be in the shower and make money. I could be rubbing one off in the corner, be making money. I could be sleeping, making money. I work from home. I'm my own boss. They don't like that. They chose their jobs and careers with no pensions, no medical benefits. That's their own fucking fault, not mine. Maybe if they weren't such assholes to their wives, the one in particular in Brooklyn, his wife wouldn't have divorced him and walked out of his life because of his arrogant fucking attitude. Mr. High and Mighty, well, I'm Jewish and I get to say whatever I want because I'm a Jew. And if you say anything, that means you're anti-Semitic. But then meanwhile, he votes Democrat and votes for the party that wants to see him dead. And meanwhile, there are people in the streets of New York right now who are anti-Semitic marching in the middle of those streets who want to see a man like him in the ground. Go figure that one. So who's the real asshole here? People just refuse to look in the fucking mirror. They really do. What are all these? Juan Soto. Oh, these are cards I was going to list, but unfortunately, I don't think those cards are going to sell. Like, there are certain cards I know that probably won't sell. And you probably won't believe it. I still got a ton of those Mitchell and Ness cards after all these years. This is all base chrome. Ooh, excuse me. I think that's pretty much it for the day. I'll get these last few cards sleeved up because I know I pulled these out for a reason. But thank you, everybody, once again, like I said, for the eBay orders. I deeply appreciate it. Me and Starscream appreciate it very much. Thank you for supporting myself and Starscream. You know, since Starscream, just like myself, is a very popular Transformer, like I'm a very popular guy on my channel. So thank you for boosting my ego. God. Again, I'm being facetious, folks. Don't think I'm saying that to be serious. I'm just being a dick. But you guys know what I mean. If you've been watching my channel long enough, you already know where I stand with a lot of stuff. I don't let myself get ahead of myself like that. You really have to be an arrogant asshole to pump yourself like that. But I just love rubbing it in their face because meanwhile I'm sitting here and I'm still making money. In the comfort of my own home, drinking an energy drink. Going on YouTube, talking to people I've never met before in person. If you think about it, for what it really is, if you break it down logically. Yeah, I'm the crazy one. The crazy one is the one that fucking turned himself into a job slave. Talking shit about people behind their backs. Claiming to be some fucking sort of superhero, packing money into an envelope, and that's really not helping people. That's just paying them off. You truly want to help people, you actually go out there and you do things like I've done. And I'm going to get these last couple cards sleeved up and I'm going to call it a night. There's still time, I might still do that Voltron review. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I really don't know yet what's going to happen. We will see. It's a nice looking Brett Beatty. I actually gave one of my boys here an autograph of his that I pulled out of a box because he's a huge Mets fan. But he's a cool dude. The guy I gave it to is a really nice guy, man. If I ever have any extra New York Mets stuff, I give it to him. What do you think, Starscream? I don't know! God. Give me a break. God, these fucking grown-ass fucking men. Grown men. What do you think, Starscream? Huh? Maybe we should go walk to Walmart like this. God. Unreal. Grown fucking men. Grown men. Very sad. Okay, that takes care of them. A lot of people walking around today. You've been noticing a lot of people walking outside today. I at least want to touch some concrete and grass today. I'm very happy that they got the kiosk open for the post office here. I think this will be the last card I sleeve up for now. I am way, way, way ahead of myself at this point, which is good. So I can kind of like sit back and really relax a little bit. I mean, I still got cards in front of me I got to go through yet. There's a lot of Topps Chrome base from last year to go through. There's still a bunch of inserts and parallels and whatnot I still have to go through, but I'm kind of like, eh. I really want to go out and enjoy the weather there and just take a walk over to the post office. What do I got here? I just want to make sure I got myself set up for September. Okay. 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 Almost done, folks. Almost done. I got garbage I got to throw out, too. God, not bad for a fucking crazy man with a Starscream on his shirt. Making that money while sitting home. Gotta love it. Money, 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 money. Okay, there's a bunch of Mojo Fractors I missed. And I still have a mountain of X Fractors yet I got to go through too. It's just when you reach a certain point selling on eBay, you kind of want to prioritize certain players over others, at least for the time being, so that at least you can get a start. Daddy, why did you drink so much and then you send my mommy out? Sell your car and then you can get me benefits. Stop going on expensive trips and skeet shooting. Sedan Rafaela yellow. I just sold a Sedan Rafaela recently. There's a Volpe rookie red. Got a lot of all-star parallels here too. I never listed. A lot of these may end up being giveaways because I can't see me selling some of these cards that I have prepped already. I do have a bunch of 1990s though I have to go through. Base 90s. It's a Josh Young rookie. More of those Mitchell and Ness cards I don't think I'm ever going to move. So I'll put these here. And these are all 90s and inserts. God, man, I got fucking inserts galore. Ted Williams, Randy Johnson, Reggie Jackson, Ted Williams, Derek Jeter. These are all called to the hall. And I think I went through this pile already. I did pull out a Ben Rice out of this. Zach DeZenzo, Ted Williams, Tony Gwynn. I might save these just to give these away. I can't see me... I can't really see these selling. I mean, there's a Schwellenbach rookie. Jace Young. Ichiro. Yeah, I think I went through this already. I pulled out Cade Povich rookie, Tyler Locklear. Here's a New York Mets, Pete Alonso. Albert Pujols. He's had some controversy in collecting spaces lately. Yeah, these I just might save for giveaways, I think. Bryce Harper. Yeah, I went through all of these already, I could tell. I mean, there's still some decent names in here, but nothing too extravagant. And what's all these? I guarantee these are all X-Fractors and stuff I've completely overlooked. And more Mitchell and Ness, my God. I might have to do a striker breaks here and toss out some of these because I got so many of them. I know they're not going to sell. It's just the reality of it. Grossman, Kolek. Is that a rainbow foil? No, that's a base. Got a lot of Addison Bargers. Oh! I just found me a ton of P. Crow Armstrongs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I just dug out a whole bunch of them. And there's another Shohei, but I got plenty of those up there to worry about these. I want to get some P. Crows out there ASAP. So you know what I'll do, since I'm still here live streaming, I'm going to take this batch of cards, put them here, slide these up. These will probably be giveaways for people that order in bulk. So it's coming along. It's actually coming along. Now, how many Pete Crows do I have as far as his rookie update? I have quite a few of them too now. Okay. I'll sleeve up these Pete Crows, and then I'll call it on this live stream. So I got 3 already. This would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 I'll have in total. So I'll pull a Ben Rice with these cards if I don't have them listed already. You know what? I'm just going to stop right here. I'm so far ahead of myself now. I'm just kind of going off on a tangent here with all this stuff. So I'm going to end the live stream right here, guys. I mean, I've got more cards to list on eBay for like the next 2 months without having to blink an eye if I wanted to. So I'm happy with these results. But anyway, again, folks, thank you so much, everybody who's been supporting my eBay store and joining in these live streams. You know, it's unfortunate that, you know, you still got fucking assholes that are out there that just won't leave well enough alone. You know, they are already in trouble with my family, legally speaking, at this point, and if it continues on, we're going to have no choice but to drag this fucker into court. But in the meantime, I'm going to go outside. Maybe me and Starscream here will go take a walk. But thank you, everybody, again, for helping to support the eBay store and the YouTube channel and all that good stuff. It means a lot to me. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. Let's see if I do that Voltron live stream tonight. I really don't know. It's too nice outside. I really don't want to be home right now. I want to go take a small walk. And I got a lot of eBay orders now to drop off at the post office. So, and to put into the drum. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. I'll see you all very soon.